You're out there. You're just confident.
Once more.
Black hoodie with the corduroys, earthworm boy, working class like oi, drop a bees round.
What's your número de teléfono? Número de teléfono.
661. Need to pick me up, I'm coming down. Time to bounce, trying to trust my gut. I stumble through the cuts. I haven't tiempo como este, muy oscuro con los lentes. Aquí salen los brujos, ven los lobos con.
When it comes to meeting women, I personally believe that Daygame is the most optimal, efficient, and enjoyable way to do it. You don't sacrifice sleep, you don't vacuum out your wallet to a dark oblivion, and you certainly don't have to compete with aggressive drunk guys just to have an enjoyable interaction with a girl.
I am not drunk.
You also don't have to take out a chunk of your day just to talk to women. You could be doing all the things that you normally do on a day-to-day basis and still approach and meet quality women. So in this video, I'm going to provide you with 10 simple but crucial tips that'll take your Daygame interactions to the next level, regardless of your experience. So tip number 1, don't approach her from behind nor in front. Ideally, you want to approach her from the side where she can see you and where you can keep some space between you and her. Approaching her from the side just oversteps boundaries and invades personal space. The approach just comes off too aggressive and sets a bad impression from the start. And similarly, approaching from behind can leave a bad impression because it sets up a weird frame. Like you're either following her, which is totally not creepy, or you're not entirely confident and getting her full attention. Approaching from the side is that sweet spot that makes the approaches seem more natural and communicates that you're a socially intelligent person. So make sure that you're approaching her from the side. Tip number 2, give context before stating intent. While it isn't necessarily wrong for your intro to be, "Hi, I thought you were cute," but I find it to be helpful to give her some context as to what you were initially doing before you decided to approach her. Doing so conveys that you're a person with a life, with responsibilities, a person of productivity, and not just some drifter or lurker. It could also be a romantic gesture in its own respect because you're letting her know that you're taking time out of your busy day just to meet her. Nothing more romantic than that. So remember, give her some context before stating your intent. Tip 3, always state your intentions immediately. While some experts might argue against being so direct so early, stating your intent seconds after meeting her does so much good for you. For one, it shows that you're confident and that you're a boss who isn't afraid to put himself out there 100%, which in turn starts building the girl's attraction towards you. And secondly, you'll save yourself so much time, because in the chance that the girl is not interested, you can quickly just move on to the next girl. And if the girl doesn't walk away and instead smiles and gives a good reaction, then you can continue with the seduction because you know that you'll both be on the same page. Ambiguity leads to confusion, and confusion leads to a disaster waiting to happen. So unless you don't mind being her gay little buddy, always state your intentions early on in the interaction. Tip 4, always be sure to introduce yourself. As you first approach a girl, you are merely a stranger in her mind. But the second that you introduce yourself, you are now a person with an identity. Aside from that, it's just basic human etiquette to state your name and shake hands after meeting somebody. Proper introductions are a sign of maturity and social intelligence, and it shows that you're not just some weirdo playing some sort of prank on her. So don't forget to introduce yourself soon after meeting her. Tip number 5, let it all sink in. This includes everything from the words that you say, the words that she says to you, and just the overall present moment. Don't rush your words, allow pauses between your words. Let her process this uncommon experience. Be genuinely interested in what she has to say and truly learn to enjoy every moment of the interactions, good or bad. When you're talking to a random girl, you have to realize that she needs time to process what is going on. Her brain is compartmentalizing and trying to figure you out. So if you're too jittery or talking too fast and you're just too stuck in your head, you're just going to overwhelm her and she's not going to feel comfortable. And as a result, she's going to leave. But if you're calm and collected, not nervous during some silence, and have truly surrendered to the moment, she'll feel more relaxed because you're relaxed. And as a result, she'll be more likely to stay and chat with you. A rule of thumb: whatever you feel, she feels. Tip number 6, provide statements of empathy. Despite what some experts might say, being empathetic towards a girl is not a weak trait whatsoever. In fact, when you provide statements of empathy, you allow the girl to relax a little and put down her guard, because you're actually showing her that you're considerate of other people's feelings, unlike a sociopath. And if the girl is more relaxed, she's more likely to open up to you. And if the girl is more comfortable around you, then she'll eventually want to slurp on your noodle. Empathetic statements are also a good way to show social intelligence. Like, if you notice a girl is uncomfortable in any way, shape, or form, you'll immediately recognize it, then proceed to address it with empathy. Some examples of this would be, "I didn't mean to startle you. I understand if this is a bit strange. Let me know if I'm being too touchy. Let me know if you're uncomfortable." You get the idea. This does take some practice, as you will have to learn to read people strictly off their body language. Statements of empathy can also be a good way to connect with a girl and be more relatable. For instance, if she starts telling you a story about a time where she sprained her ankle, you can then relate to her by sharing a story about a time that you maybe broke your arm, so you completely understand what she went through. Just make sure that when you're providing statements of empathy, you're doing so when necessary. You don't want to be an overly nice guy. Tip number 7, go for an instant date if circumstances permit it. Getting phone numbers are great and are accomplishments in themselves, but you have to remember that phone numbers are nothing more than a way to contact girls and set up dates with them. That is it. So if the girl that you're talking to doesn't seem to be in a rush or isn't really doing anything, then go for the instant date. Just figure out what she's doing in that moment, then proceed to ask her to join you for a coffee for 10 minutes. A lot of the times that 10 minutes turns into 30 minutes, and sometimes that leads to even going somewhere else with her, including your place or her place. So always be trying to go for an instant date if the opportunity is there. Otherwise, a phone number is the next best thing. Tip number 8, secure her phone number with the option to ghost you. And what do I mean by this? Well, if you've watched a handful of my videos, you'll see that when I'm going for her number, I'll prospectively present her with choices of either responding to my text or simply not replying to me. So why should you do this? For one, it shows that you're not needy. A guy who is unreactive and shows just how secure he is with the possibility of getting rejected is attractive in a girl's mind. Nothing worse than a needy guy who supplicates to a girl and displays just how insufficient he is with himself. So giving her the option to ghost you will actually boost your chances of getting her number and will make her more comfortable in knowing that you're not going to just spam text her or stalk her if she doesn't reply. Tip number 9, immediately send your name after the number exchange. This is also something that I've shown a lot in past videos. As soon as you exchange numbers with a girl, while you're still physically there with her, send her a text with your name. You want to do this for a few reasons. For one, doing so makes sure that you actually dialed her number correctly, because you never know. She might have said 7, but you heard 3. And now you're left with somebody else's number, and then you won't ever see her again. Another reason is that when you already have an open text conversation with her, she now has the option to continue that conversation once you guys part ways. It's no longer a first move, it's now a reply. I can't count how many times a girl has texted me the same day, all because I started the text conversation with just my name. So always send your name immediately after getting her number. Tip number 10, enjoy yourself. In the grand scheme of things, pickup is about having fun and letting go. It's supposed to be something that liberates you from the monotony of life. If it's not fun and starts feeling like a chore, then you're doing it wrong. The fun comes first and the girls come after. So remember to enjoy every ounce of your pickup experiences, good or bad. When you're not making fun a priority, you're actually shooting yourself in the foot, because your overall demeanor displays that you're not someone of true value. People don't want to be around bad energy. Girls just aren't attracted to boring, predictable, insecure guys. They're attracted to guys who are fun, full of life, spontaneous, and who aren't afraid to be themselves. So when you're genuinely enjoying yourself, it becomes easier to pick up girls because everyone wants to be around good energy. And if you can generate real fun on your own, you can easily transfer that over to the girls. So always remember to make fun and enjoying yourself your main priority. Well, that's it for this video. If you learned a thing or two, take notes and apply them for the next time you go out to Daygame. And also don't forget to like the video, subscribe, as doing so will let me know that you actually enjoy this type of content. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Toodles!
No sé, pero ya, se siente la noche alegre.